Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here then hello, welcome, thank you for clicking on. In today's video I've created this look using all of my high-end products. Not that long ago on my Instagram I done IGTV of products for £10 or less, so I thought why not do a video on all my high-end products that I love. I have also included a new foundation in this video and like my thoughts. Before we do that, please make sure you like this video, subscribe and share it and all that good stuff. Your support is always amazing. But yeah, we need to keep going. If you want to see how I got this cut crease look, then please keep on watching. Good morning everyone. I'm just gonna get straight into it. I must admit there's gonna be some that aren't so high end in here because I'm not bougie. I do like just a normal drugstore thing as well. So for eyes, I'm just gonna go on my P. Louise base. I always use the P. Louise base when I'm doing an eye look. I don't think there is anything better. What accent was that? Right, oh yeah, I've already soaked my brows today. You've seen me do it a lot now. It doesn't really change. The brows are just a different level now. Like, they're so bad. But I do just hate touching my own brows. I need someone else to do them because I just mess them up, I think. So just pack in that base on as usual. Got a new foundation to try today. All this stuff I have like used. I've done a bit of shopping and I said over on my Instagram if you wanted a haul on it, like when it all comes, and you all did. You really wanted that over me just like tested it out. So I am saving up most of my stuff for the haul, but there is like the foundation I'm using today. I've bought that recently, obviously I'm trying it out in today's video. So that is the base all done. Yeah, I can't say enough good stuff about this. I mean, even just normal looks, I'd go with that. Like, it matches my foundation so nicely that it is just nice to have a clear base. For eyeshadow palette, again, I do love, like, in my last video I showed all like my Be Perfect ones, and I wouldn't count them as high end. Obviously they're quite affordable. For high end I was a bit like, oh, what one should I use, blah blah blah. I only have a couple, so I'm gonna go in with my Norvina Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So I have used this palette several times. I mean, it's about £45 for this palette, which I suppose is a bit more high end than say your £30 palette when they have much more shades in them. But that is not to say that the quality of this palette is insane. The glitters in here are literally my favourite glitters. They're so pigmented, so I'd still recommend this palette 100%. I do really love it. I'm feeling the vibe like a bit Ariana Grande, where they've got the lines and the cut crease, something cute like that, and I'm definitely using one of these glitters. So first off, I'm gonna go in with this shade called Volatile. It's like a grey sort of shade. I'm just taking a Peaches. Why do these rub off all the time? I think maybe like a PC30 or PC38, I'm not too sure, but it's literally the tiniest brush. So yeah, I'm taking this above my crease because I'm doing a cut crease, so you want to still be able to see it. But I'm literally just running this, just really small amount. Just really lightly. Like, these are really pigmented, you can see that already. Like I say, when you're doing a look like this, you just want to make sure it's above your crease because you want to be able to still see the blend once you cut away. And it doesn't matter, like, you can still tidy it up, but obviously this will be a lot neater when I'm finished. Again, looks crazy at the minute, but trust the process. So how are you all been? How is lockdown treating us? I'm sorry, but how cold has it been? I mean, I literally can't get over how cold it is. I'm gonna do the same as my last video. I'm gonna do one eye and then do the other eye off camera. that shade I'm going to now buff out with Incense, which is just this very neutral colour on a Peaches and Cream PC47. So again, still really tiny, but it's just a bit more fluffy. So it's good to like blend out colours with this, especially if you're doing something so precise like I am. Just want to do forwards and back motions with this just to buff it out. These literally buff out so easy. You don't even need to do a lot. I think that's why obviously they are more expensive, but they are really good. Cute colours as well, like you've got your pinks and your blues in this palette. Like you could get creative, and I've used that pink glitter and it is insane. I'm going back in with that darker shade and just reinforcing. What I do like about these palettes as well though, because they are small, like you sort of have to really think about the colours you're putting together and just get more creative in a sense that you try different colourways. Like you wouldn't necessarily put them two colours together straight away if it was in a bigger palette, but because it's in a small palette, you want to try them together, and actually they go really well together. I mean, you're gonna get sick of me saying it, but it literally is just practice. Right, so with cut creases, the best thing to do is to then wipe away any underneath product so that you get that sharp cut crease. So I always just use cotton buds. Mine are from Iso Clean. They are recyclable ones, or the good for the environment ones. And I'm just going to get a bit of micellar water, and by a bit I mean a tiny bit because I've hardly got any left. And then you're just going to wipe away underneath, like where you want to then have your cut crease. I never used to wipe away, but oh my god, it's just helps like make it so much more neater. So I'm going to cut close. Can you see there where I obviously, that's where my crease is, but I'm going to take that higher so that when I'm opening eyes you can see that. Trust me, mine isn't perfect now, and it's taken me nearly 2 years to get to here anyway, so just take your time with it, it'll come eventually. So I'm taking my P. Louise base again, and on a Unicorn Cosmetics brush, I mean these don't have numbers, but it's just literally the tiniest concealer brush, because I'm going to stamp out my cut crease. You want to make sure when you're doing your cut crease, you need a really tiny concealer brush. I wouldn't go in with like your big concealer brushes. I mean, this is really tiny. Another one that I do really like is my Doll Beauty one. They're very tiny, but that's how you're going to get it so precise. Bringing this base all the way up, and you're just going to keep going until you are happy. I'm just stamping out my base all over the lid. I am going to go in with a tiny little bit of that darker shade again, just because now I can see the crease, I can see where I want to make it darker. Just obviously being careful of your line. You can go back in with the base again if you make a mess, but I just want to deepen that cut crease just a smidge and then buff it out. I used to hate doing cut creases, and I think that's why I never really got that good at them at first. Now I do enjoy doing them. Before I just, because I couldn't do it, I didn't like doing it. I'm happy with that, I think. I've learned with a cut crease, sometimes you're better off leaving it when you're happy-ish, because the amount of times I'm happy with it and then I think, oh, let me just do one more thing, and then it completely gets ruined. So then I'm gonna go in with a glitter. I'm thinking I'm gonna go in with the lightest glitter. It's called Dreamer. I feel like the others will be too dark to go with this look. The important thing to now do when you are doing a cut crease, you still need to keep with your really small concealer brushes, because you don't want to mess up that crease. So even when I'm applying the glitter, I want to still have the same shaped brush. Packing it on, like these glitters are unreal. They're like a glitter where you don't need to wet your brush, you don't need to do a lot of work with it. Quite a chunky glitter, but I do prefer that. I don't need a pigment to go over the top of it. So I'm gonna bring it out just a tad. We can wipe that away. I'm obsessed with this look. I'm literally just like winging it. I sort of had a little idea what I wanted to do, but I'm winging it and I love it. These colours really go well together. I wasn't expecting them to, but they are. I'm gonna do a little wing, make this all join up I mean, I can't really just leave it like this. Going in with like an angled brush. I'm gonna go in with that grey volatile shade, and I'm just gonna stamp this along my lash line. Hello, baby. You've not actually met my little baby yet, but is this little Chesty? Hello. This angel is Chester. Okay, bye then. Bye. Oh, back to the eye look. Just really taking small bits at a time. Again, using a shadow because it is so much easier to use a shadow. I mean, I just can't bother to put myself under that sort of stress using anything else. So I'm just going to quickly wipe beneath because we did get a bit of fallout. I mean, I don't really care about fallout when like there's nail shop. I feel like most palettes that I do use have fallout, so to me it's not the end of the world. Just gonna soften this a little bit, and on a really teensy weeny brush I'm gonna go in with that again, just the lighter shade, and I'm just gonna run this along that grey to really blend it in. I'm obsessed. I feel like this is very, I don't know, like I feel like I might be going to like a Gatsby party or something. When you think of a look to do and then it comes out how you expected it to, it's a nice moment. I am gonna do the other eye and stick some lashes on because I don't really have any like high-end lashes. I don't really know. They are gonna probably be from Glamify, which I love, very affordable. And then I'll be back. I am back. I have completed the other eye and stuck some lashes on. These lashes are very full. They're a little bit winged out. They're the Glamify Beauty GB7s. They sort of go a little bit winged, so I thought they would suit this look. I'm going to zoom you out again, and we're going to go on to the skin. So skin-wise, I feel like if we're talking about high-end products, I do feel like your skin is somewhere you do want to maybe invest a little bit more in your money with. Although you can get a lot of products, really good products that are not expensive, and that's great. I do feel like if there is anything, mainly like skin prep, I would say, not even your foundation or anything like that, it's mainly like your skin prep. For moisturizer, we're gonna go in with the Vitamin Enriched Face Base from Bobbi Brown. This is probably the most hyped product at the minute. This, literally every man and his dog has this. It's just amazing. It's so moisturising. It smells unreal. I mean, like I said, I've got a cold at the minute, so my nose needs some loving. Like, just make sure it's nice and moistured. So yeah, it's a little bit bougie. It's £45 for the tub for 50 mils, which, I mean, you won't need a lot of this product to get your skin feeling lovely. If you do want to invest in a moisturiser, I would 100% recommend. And then I do feel like I need to talk about this product because it is the best, and I don't really use primers. I just normally moisturise, but if I am priming, I'm using the Tatcha Silk Canvas. This is the mini. The normal one is probably like $80, and it's a big tub, don't get me wrong, but I got that in a set. I mean, it's lasted me really long, but it is the best. So it's a primer, and oh my god, it blurs your skin. If I'm going out and I'm using full glam, like I say, it's lasted me quite a while. I think you can only really get it in the States. I like shipped over here, but I think obviously the customs and all that gets involved. But yeah, I literally love this primer. It reminds me a bit like Benefit Professional, just the way that it's like pore filling. And then, exciting stuff, because the foundation is actually new to me. So it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous foundation. Again, I have been waiting to get my hands on this foundation for ages. It's just one of them where like I always know I want to get it, and then I just never get around to getting it. And then it actually was in the sale. So this foundation is normally about £43, I think it is. So yeah, it's a bit more of your expensive foundation. Not the most expensive, but I mean, I normally, like, my NARS is like 35 and like £30 is normally like a good foundation. So this is just a bit more than that. But yeah, like I said, I got it in the sale, so I actually got this for £33. I got this on Look Fantastic. I think on Beauty Bay it was £30. I actually did put it on my stories the other day to let everyone know, because I just know this is a very hyped foundation at the minute. Everyone said good things about it. So I'm trying it for the first time, but I'm sure I'm gonna like it. I got 260N. Hello, don't know if that's meant to do that or not, but anyway, that looks like a perfect shade match, Sydney, if I say so myself. Little bit dark, actually, oh my god, I am so good. If I blend it down obviously to my neck where like I've fake tanned a little bit, this should work perfectly. Same as usual with foundation, I'm just going to pat it on with my trusty Peaches and Cream PC08 brush. I'm going in downward motions. I'm smiling because I can tell already I'm going to like this. I've said before how I like my foundation, and although it's like Luminous foundation, it's like got all the coverage and it's not really dewy, but it's like got that luminous effect. So obviously things I look for in a foundation is obviously on the offset, if I actually like it on my skin. I don't want it too dry in. I want to obviously feel like I've got moisture still in my skin. I like full coverage, which obviously this is literally covering everything. My skin's a little bit bad and I've got like redness, but this is literally cleared all of that. Look at that. They're smaller pumps, I would say, so you probably feel like you're putting more on your brush than you actually are, like out of the bottle. It's very similar to my NARS. Yeah, like it's perfect coverage, because you can still see little bits and bobs, like I've got a freckle here, which you can still see. I mean, I could probably build this up so you couldn't see it, but I like that. I like that you can still sort of see a little bit of my actual skin. It makes it look a bit more natural. It really was a good colour match for me. So if you are similar to me, but 260N is a really good shade. I'm just going to go in my sponge like I normally do. So the best thing to do when you are testing a foundation out is to use it, like don't try anything different when you are trying the foundation out. Like apply exactly how you normally would apply it, because otherwise then you are throwing things into the mix which you might not like it or whatever. That way if you stick to the same routine, you will 100%, if you don't like your makeup that day, it's 9 times out of 10 because of the new product that you're using. This is where it's going to become difficult when I'm actually doing the base and I've got a runny nose. TMI. Okay, I love that. I am gonna keep you posted. I'm gonna wear this today. I'll either insert a clip or I will leave my Instagram up and I'll just keep you posted over on Instagram on how I'm liking this foundation stuff. But I mean, my skin looks flawless. I'm really, really enjoying that. So at the moment, I would recommend, but let's just see how long it lasts and whether it oxidizes and things throughout the day. I'm really sorry to do this to you again, but I mean, this is one of my probably most expensive concealer I do have, so it's got to be in here because it's high end. I would count it as high end. In America, I think you can get it in Ulta. I think that's where I got it. I don't know. I don't think it comes under drugstore. I think it comes under in there like more higher end products. So that's why I'm going for high end. It's still about £20 concealer, I would say. So yeah, it's definitely more high end, but this is my favourite concealer. It was in my favourites. Bad, but I always go back to this. I am 29N light medium. I'm just concealing where I'd normally conceal. I'm gonna tidy up, just do that. This concealer, I mean, I don't think I know anyone that doesn't like it. I loved it from the offset. And do you know what I love about it as well? Because the shade range is very good. Obviously, it's important that there is a shade range for products. Same with the Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation. Like the foundation range was really good. This concealer literally comes in every shade that you could ever think of. Literally, it's overwhelming when you go on the website, especially if I'm buying for like my clients. I'm like, oh my god, what ones do I get? Like, there's so many. I don't think you'd ever not get your right shade. So just buffing it out. You want to see as well like how it works with your concealers and stuff, that it's no separating. I'm really liking these two together. The shades match very nicely. I feel like this is going to be a good base day. I just find as well this concealer's really easy to like work with. Like it's so easy to blend. You're not there hours blending out your concealer. That is the worst. Even though this dries down, you can still then work with it. Like I leave my eyes till last obviously because it adds to the coverage, but it's not to a point where you then can't work with it. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it really. I don't want to sound like I'm going on about this concealer too much, but my challenge for 2021 is to see if I find a concealer as good as this one that I like more. That would be a very good challenge. Right, my next product, I don't know if I'm allowed to include this because I'm unsure. I'm trying it again because it's the Chanel Soleil Tan Bronzer. Everyone loves this and I've tried this a couple of times and I thought, I don't get the hype. It's a lovely bronzer, but I need to try it again basically because I found it was very light on my skin. It didn't really come off. But if we're talking high end, then of course this has to be included because it's Chanel, darling. See, I just don't know. Maybe you just have to really work with the product and like get a lot on. But I just feel like it's not as intense as I would like it. I mean, it looks nice. You can definitely see I've added warmth to the skin, but maybe it's just not as intense as some of my other contours. So I suppose if you are into more of a light contour, more of like just warming up the skin, then this would be perfect for you. Do you know what? I do actually like it. It's very light and I don't think it comes in any other shades. I think that's just how you buy it. So I think that's maybe why I was a bit like before, or maybe I just needed it a little bit darker. Like a lot of people use this as like their everyday makeup. It's not picking up any of the foundation underneath. I like it. I do like it. It's a lovely product. I just think maybe it's more of like your everyday all over bronze. That will do, I think. Maybe I will start digging into this a bit more. I'm gonna set my face. I didn't really know what to do about powder because I mean none of them are like extremely high end. They're the ones that I use all the time. I do think powder is one of the things that you should invest in just because that's like the main thing that's actually going to keep your makeup on, and that is what a lot of people want from their makeup. They want it to not budge. Saying that, these powders, they're not overly expensive. I'm just going to mention both of them. So obviously we've got the Huda one and then the Mercier one. Love them both and they're both around like the £30 mark. I think Huda might be a little bit more expensive. I think that's a decent price to pay for a powder. I love both of them and I don't really have any drugstore ones that I would go wow. For today, I'm going to use, what should we use today? I'll use my Huda Beauty. I'm using the shade Poundcake. Buff up the underneath of my eye and then bake. So the reason I prefer a loose powder is because I do like to bake. I would say baking is like a game changer. I would always recommend to bake just because I find that it does keep your makeup obviously on longer, and like when you do all the contouring and stuff, like it really does help create that nice snatched look. But I do also have a high-end powder which I've spoke about before, which again I do love the powder, but because I like to bake, I would say I don't reach for it as much. If you haven't guessed already what powder I'm going on about, it is the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Now, you know I love this stuff. It is an amazing powder, but like I say, I am someone that likes to bake, and obviously you can't bake with that. But if you don't and you just need a powder, like pressed powder, quick, high end, the Charlotte Tilbury, no doubt about it, is the best. It's called Airbrush Flawless Finish and it airbrushes you. But I am going to use this today, but what I do with this powder, if anything, is at the end I will go in with more powder and set under my eyes again just to really airbrush it and it brightens the eye. Yeah, that is another high-end powder that I love. I think this is, oh, I don't want to keep saying 30 or 40 pounds, but I think it's £35. And I mean, you know I love it by the fact that I've literally hit pan on this. I will repurchase this. Do only need just a tiny bit at the end of my makeup just to touch myself up. It lasts, so it's really worth it. And then of course my next step is my little trick, which is with the Mercier powder. So the Mercier powder is £29. You know I love this tip that I've been doing, and I just think it's definitely worth the investment. The thing with powders, you don't actually need a lot. They do last, so And like, I feel like these next two, like the powder steps that I do, so like baking under my eye and then this Laura Mercier tip, like that's when you start to see the makeup like really come together and change. I think it's very good when you do your makeup to have a very good mixture of high-end and drugstore. Like over on my Instagram I've done a IGTV of just using products £10 or less, and the makeup was still unreal. It was still flawless. Like I loved the makeup, and obviously it was so cheap. So it's not to say you need these products. You can't do an unreal look using cheap products, but I think it's just good to have a balance. I can't lie, for bronzers I don't really have something that's like extra expensive, extra high-end. A lot of them are around the same price. Obviously I do have my cheaper ones, but for today we're just going to use my trusty MAC Give Me Sun. I suppose this counts as high-end because it's not drugstore, but again, that bronzer has been with me since the day I put makeup on, even obviously before I done it as like a job or was like into it, like practicing. Like I feel like MAC Give Me Sun was just a staple. It always has been. If they ever discontinued it, I think there would be uproar. Don't know anyone that does not like this bronzer. I literally have to pull myself away from using it with every look. I just love it. Beautiful. I use it on my eyes as like eyeshadow. I just feel like it's just such a good universal bronzer. Right, and then of course we're just gonna bake. Yeah, if you haven't seen my £10 or less one, go check it out as well, because that was unreal. And of course, if you want me to do a YouTube video on like just drugstore products, then let me know. Right, brow products. I can't lie, I don't really have an expensive brow product. I'll go between Morphe and the NYX. So I'm just gonna quickly pop off camera, do my brows. You know how I do them, hair strokes. Done. Right, my brows are done. I mean, this is as good as they're getting today. Well, I shouldn't talk about them. When they get too long, the soap don't even maintain them. Like, it's just one of those things. I just wipe in this bake away, and then I am just gonna go in with a little bit of bronzer just to really blend. I don't like any like harsh lines from the bake, so we're just gonna make sure it's all blended. I actually struggled with blush. I mean, I would say my most high end would be my Kylie cosmetic blush, which I love. I've got the shade Baddie on the Block, which is a beautiful like pink. Is really nice blush, but I don't want to use this because of like customs and stuff. Like I know that it can be a bit difficult to get this, so I'm gonna go in with my Benefit Gold Rush blush. Bit of a mouthful. Obviously pink, but it does have like gold reflex in it. It's like a glittery blush, so again, you look like you're on holiday. Like it's that sort of blush. It's really beautiful. Take it on the nose. And obviously Huda is another amazing bronzer. Mainly I use mine for contour, like if I want to deepen up, which actually I might do today. So with an angled brush, I'm just gonna tap right where your contour, create more of a shadow. I love Huda for nose contour as well, because it is more of a cooler bronzer. It's perfect for that. That's better. I feel like that just gives me a bit more. Just on a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to take a bit of that and run it down the sides of my nose. I'm going to make sure you're connecting it all to your eyebrows. And now I'm going to spray my face. So again, this product is high end. It's the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. Now this stuff is unreal. It literally is a mist, like it feels so nice on your face, and I do love this. Obviously Tatcha is expensive. I got this in like a little set, so that's obviously why. I don't reach for this one all the time. I reach for my Morphe one much more, but it is a beautiful setting spray. Just gives you that dewy, nice, luminous skin. So especially if you're feeling like very powdery, where you've put your powders down, and I've got dry skin and stuff, I love this because it brings the life back into your skin. Yeah, like already, like can you see? Look at my skin. A lot of the stuff I've used today is like dewy, luminous, but I'm not mad about it. I feel very bronzed, just glowy. I really am enjoying the skin today. for highlight, I used this the other day when I was filming for my IGTV and sort of obsessed with it again. So it's my Anastasia Glowkit. This is the sun dipped one, so they're a bit darker, but I forgot how good the highlight in them are. I mean, I always just go straight for my dull beauty, but I do love this. This again, bit more expensive, although it's still good value for the fact that you get 4 in here, but I think it was around the £45 to £50 mark for 4 highlighters. You can't really go wrong. So I just like to mix in between the top ones. That's what I do. So I love the colours, but I feel like I've got to mix them. There isn't one that I solid go to all the time, but them mixed together is beautiful. Wow, wow, wow. Like, that is unreal highlight. I'm loving this makeup. How many times am I going to have to say it? But I'm really enjoying it. Sun dipped, like it says on the chin. I've actually got a new highlight in my haul that I obviously will try out when the rest of my stuff comes, which could be a new winner. But the Anastasia is beautiful. Like, wow. Look at my skin. I feel like all these products have just gone so well today, like together. Actually, I'm gonna go in my powder. So when I've done my makeup and I'm at the end, I do like to go in with this powder, just a tiny little bit, and I place it just literally in the corners of my eyes. Like, I don't know if it's just me, but can you pick up on the camera? Because I can see a difference, like, so much already. Like, it just airbrushes you even more. So I've got the shade 2 in that powder. There is a shade 1, which if you like a bright eye, then a lot of people I know do go in with that just for that extra pop. But even the 2, I feel like, gives a pop. And obviously, like, when you're out and stuff, like, you can't bring your loose powder. Like, this is just perfect for that. For like touch-ups. Now we're going to finish off the under eye. Pretty simple, really. I'm just going to take them 2 colours that we used and just run them along my bottom. So I'm going to go in with the lighter shade first, so Incense, and just run this along. I'm not going to add like an eyeliner or anything to this look. I feel like I want to leave it still looking like soft glam. I don't want to go too heavy. It's got a little bit of grunge, like cool tone. It really brings out my eyes. Ain't it weird how certain colours just bring eye colours out? And then I'm taking that darker shade. I do need to try more of her palettes. I mean, I only actually tried this one. I know a lot of people love like the soft glam. This is like her classic style of a palette. But then she did bring out the ones with Norvina, the big like volume 1, 2 and 3. They look unreal. But I feel like I'm a bit late to the game. Maybe when she's got some more new releases, I'll jump on them. For lip, you know Morphe's my favourite, but that don't count as high end. Right. I am going to have to go in with my Kylie Cosmetics lip liner, just because I don't really have any lip liners that are worth it. What I will say though, no shade because I love both these brands, but please look at, so this is my Kylie and this is my Huda, so these are probably the most expensive ones I have, but look how they have sharpened. This Huda one literally is hanging out. Can you see that? And like, I cannot use that no more. It's just one thing to note. My Morphe ones don't do that, okay? I love both these brands, but if I'm paying more than £4.50, which is the price of Morphe, I expect it to sharpen properly. Anyway, I think it actually must be the Kylie lip liner. I think that's what it's called. It's a beautiful colour and it is very creamy. It goes on very nicely. I do have the matching lipstick, but it's matte and I don't really mess with matte and I find them too dry on my lip. I'm just going to go in with a MAC lipstick. Throwback, I've not used this in a while on myself. I'm going to go in my Velvet Teddy. I feel like I'm going to have to lighten the lip with a lip gloss. I'm going to go in with my Huda Beauty lip strobe in Angelic, just to really light it. Just in there. Actually, I've taken it all across. I love this lip strobe because this lip strobe, obviously it's like an iridescent pink, but it can just pass as like a glittery sort. It just gives a nice shine. It's not too harsh. I mean, MAC lipsticks are a staple, they're a classic. I think everyone loves a matte lipstick. Definitely always been in my kit, always something I've used. So that, yeah, I always still will carry on using them. But yeah, the lip liners, I think once you go to Morphe, you can't really go back. Like there's so many shades and they're so creamy, they're so affordable. I just think there's not really anything that I'd choose over them. But anyway, just gonna spray my face just a little bit more. But I'm not mad at this look. I'm actually not. Because although I knew I liked every product, there were still some questionable things. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really like how this has turned out. I love all these products that I've used. Some I would say they're 100% worth investing your money on. The powders, the foundation, I really like this foundation. If I'm liking my makeup this much, then it's gotta be because of this foundation. My skin looks flawless. Obviously, I will keep you updated. I'll let you know in the comments below as well how I'm getting on with it. But, I mean, I know I'm probably going to like it. Just want to see how long it wears. The eyeshadow palette, really do like it. The glittery pigments, so worth it. Like, I haven't had to go in with anything else. I love them. So easy to blend. So, I do really like their eyeshadow palettes. I love it all. I do love it all. But there are a few things that I would say go to the drugstore. There's definitely better. And yeah, that's it really. That is high-end look done. Let me know if you want me to do anything else, if you like these sort of ideas. Yeah, I've got a couple more coming up. Like I said, I've got my haul that I'm trying to get together. And then that just means more makeup to play with, new stuff to test and all like that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please obviously like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me over on my Instagram because I keep everyone up to date on there as well. That's it. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.